We're going to be changing out the rear brake pad for a 2004 Acura TL. So I got the rear brake pad. Make sure it's ceramic. So I got the hard brakes. I had good luck with these brand. Make sure you have some brake cleaner and some brake lubricant. First thing we're going to do, we're going to have the e-brake on. We're going to jack up the car with the floor jack and then take off the wheels. So now that we got the wheels off, we got the floor jack, and then we got the jack stand right there. Now we can safely remove the brake pad. Now the reason why I'm changing it, because it was squeaking on the rear driver's side, but as you can see in the passenger, it's not too bad. I already checked the driver's side like a week ago, and it was actually much lower than this side. I have no idea why it's wearing out differently. But so basically we're gonna need 17mm wrench, because that's gonna be going, let me turn on the light and focus. So this wrench is gonna be going right here on this nut, and then we're gonna need a size 12 socket, which is going right here. So we're going to be turning with the ratchet counterclockwise while using this wrench right here, and hold it on to this nut or bolt right here, because once we turn with the ratchet, this is definitely going to be moving, so you're going to have to use both hands to take it off. This is a trick that I learned. So you put your ratchet with the 12mm socket right here. So what I do, if you don't have access to a power tool, you can take a pole like this and then put it with the ratchet inside of it, and that gives you leverage to actually, you know, break the bolt loose. So this definitely come in handy if you don't have a power tool. As you can see, I broke it loose, and we got lucky because when I took out the brake pad for the driver's side like last week, when I broke this loose, this nut right here kept on turning. So now we got lucky. We don't have to use the 17mm wrench to hold on to this. Now you just take it off. So it's gonna be like a pretty long bolt. Let's take it off by hand. Well, it's actually, well, I thought it was long, but so we got lucky again. I broke it loose, and now all we have to do is just turn it out. So very lucky, but I wasn't too lucky on the driver's side, as in I had to use a 17mm wrench to hold on to this while loosening this up, and that was like a pain in the butt to do. But like I said, you have a power tool, it'd be a lot easier and more efficient. Alright, so I'm gonna put the bolt right here. What you want to do when you like remove this, you want to pry it, like put it, so we're not taking the shoe off, we're taking this off. So you want to pry right here, and then bring it up, and then bring this up, and then it would actually start moving. So you just gotta, you know, maneuver it little by little. Eventually it'll come off. All right, so we got it off. So what I did was I pry it, the top, the bottom, the top, the bottom, and then try to like manpower and move it out with your hand. If not, use a flathead, top, bottom, eventually it's gonna come off. So these are the brake pad right here, and this is the piston. Look at all that build up. So we're gonna clean that up, and then we're gonna use the brake cleaner and then clean up the whole area. All right, so I did the best that I can, and this metal right here, make sure if it falls out, make sure you put it back on, because this is going to help secure the brake pad in place. And now if you're not sure which brake pad goes in what, you just take it out one by one and replace it like that. But what I like to do, I'll take this one off, and then I'll put it right here so I know that this is on the outside, and then this one, let's get something to bang this. There you go, break it loose. And I would know that this one is on the inside. As you can see in the video, it's getting there. I mean, it's not as bad as the driver's side, but you know, you might as well replace both. You know, it's recommended to place both. If you replace in the front, replace both in pairs. Replace in the rear, replace both, not one at a time. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the brake cleaner, and then we're going to spray the whole area. So we're going to be spraying the rotor, we're going to be spraying the shoe. Make sure these two metal is in place, and make sure this metal doesn't fall out. Then we're going to spray everything. And what's so good about the brake cleaner, when you could use it to clean your engine bay too. What it does, it cleans and then it evaporates like a few seconds after, so you don't have to worry about, you know, messy residue of oil. So we got brake clean from AutoZone. Already shook it up, but we're gonna shake it a little bit more, and then I recommend wearing, you know, face mask and gloves, but that's fine. Now we're gonna spray the whole area like that. Spray the shoe. We're gonna spray the piston. I'm gonna spray the back of the rotor. Just like that. All right, so we open up the package and it comes in pair like this. You do not want to mix it up, and then you'll get yourself confused. So how do I figure this out? So we took out, this is from the inner brake pad. So if you want to make sure it's correct, you take this one and then you put it just put it like this, put it like that, so you know that's definitely wrong, because this side is going to be pressing against the rotor, not the back side. So it goes like this. So we know this is for the driver's side, and then this pair is for the passenger side, because as you can see, it lines up perfectly. Look at the metals in the bottom, and this is the old one, the metals in the bottom. So before we put it on, now usually if you don't have access to a C-clamp, what I usually do, I put the pad right there so that I know that it's flat against the piston. I grab a big pliers or channel lock, and then with both of your hands, all your strength, you can squeeze this channel lock, and then it will slowly go in. But I tried that, it didn't work. So we're gonna use the old-fashioned C-clamp. So you're gonna turn it clockwise, and just recommend, you know, doing it with both hands. As you can see, I try to do it with one hand, holding the camera phone, and it keeps on moving. So we'll be back in a moment. I got everything. Well, I got the piston pushed back in. Now the reason why we have to push the pistons in, because when you install a new brake pad, you see this is the old one. So little by little, every time you drive your car and you step on the brake, the piston is slowly coming out from here, pressing onto the brake pad. So when the brake pad goes bad, the piston, as you can see in the video, is like about ½ an inch sticking out. That means it's pretty much time to change your brake pad. So if you don't push the piston back in, you won't be able to put the caliper back on. So, you know, for all those who changed your brake pad before, you can just fast forward this. But for those who does it, who never done it before, this is the reason why we push it back. So now we're gonna take everything off and we're gonna put the caliper back on. So once we got everything back in place, put the bolt back on the top and the bottom. This metal shim is gonna be pressed against this top shim and the bottom. So I already turned it by hand. As you can see, we still have to use this to tighten it back up. So you're gonna hold this down, and then this is gonna be turning that way. See how it both move at the same time? So you're gonna have to use both hands for this. So basically, you're gonna hold this down, and then this is gonna be turning clockwise. So it's gonna be going up like this. You got everything tight for the top and the bottom. What I like to do is I'll grab the 1/2 of the floor jack bar, and then I'll actually torque it down. Now, it would have been better if I have a torque wrench, but we don't have it. So we're gonna torque it down by hand, and once it's nice, tight and snug, you should stop. You don't want to like over tighten it, and then you're gonna have a hard time taking it back off for the next brake job. Alright, so I tore it down. Everything is nice, tight and snug. All you have to do is put the wheel back, the lug nuts back on. So once you get everything done, so what you do is you go in the car, you start it up, you pump the brake pad a few times, you know, to let out all the air, and then you drive around, and then you step on the brake, like not too hard, but make sure there's no one around you. So basically you want to break it in. You can either do it like that, like speed up and then immediately step on the brake, or you just drive normally. Eventually it's gonna, you know, the brake pad's gonna break in. So I forgot one more step to show and tell you guys. So once you got the wheel on, you can actually get some grease, put it on the rotor, and then, you know, just smear with your finger a little bit, or just like put it right here, put some right here, and then some right here. The reason why I'm doing this because it's gonna help aid with the, you know, the brake pad, because we just installed new brake pads, and it's gonna help with the breaking in the brake pad. So just put a little bit of dab there, drive around, step on the brake, and you should be good to go. Yep, simple job to do. You can do it yourself. It's not too hard. It just takes some time, patience, and common sense. All right, thanks for watching, and be safe.